Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is March 7th, 2024. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage one of four events during the live broadcast of U.S. President Joseph R. Biden's State of the Union address from the Oval Office in the White House in Washington, D.C. I believe it's 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, but don't quote me on that. Regardless, exactly what is planned during the live broadcast of this particular speech is obviously not known, but the most likely scenario is that Joe Biden resigns, possibly at the request of his wife, Dr. Jill Biden. There's also the possibility that he will resign for one or of many reasons, which I've highlighted ad nauseum on my blog, 911truther.org. So a Joe Biden resignation during the State of the Union address on on March 7th is expected. That's the most likely scenario. The second most likely scenario is that Joe Biden passes draconian anti-Second Amendment gun legislature in the wake of mass shootings, namely targeting the Kansas City Chiefs parade back on February 14th, and the Joel Osteen mass shooting in Texas. So this may be done under the guise of an act by Joe Biden, an executive order by Joe Biden, or it may be done by the new White House gun prevention violence, which is, I believe, being led by one Kamala Harris. So the third most likely event is that the CIA stages some sort of major catastrophic earth-changing event, and that would include, but it's not limited to, an asteroid or comet strike, an antimatter weapon attack, a biological attack or outbreak, a white phosphorus attack, a chemical attack, a mustard gas attack, a dirty bomb attack, a fertilizer bombing, a nuclear attack, possibly 9/11 style, or nuclear missiles, a radiological attack, a weaponized contagion attack such as anthrax, Ebola, smallpox, etc., a major cyber attack possibly targeting the internet or the power grid, a coup d'etat targeting Washington, D.C., or a Chinese Pearl Harbor-like attacker invasion, possibly targeting Taiwan or other islands in the Pacific. There's also the possibility that the CIA will stage some sort of a mass panic event, possibly claiming that Russia, Iran, China, North Korea have sent a nuclear missile towards another nation, possibly the United States, resulting in a mass panic. So a Joe Biden resignation, Joe Biden anti-Second Amendment gun legislation, or a Cbrn earth-changing event is expected. That being said, the most likely event that is planned for the State of the Union address this evening is that the CIA stages a Joe Biden medical-related event, which results in his immediate, delayed, or effective at later date resignation, or 25th Amendment invocation. So exactly what is planned is obviously not known because Biden has fallen down. He's suffered all sorts of dementia-related events, but the most likely event is that Biden freezes while giving the State of the Union address. So this happened twice to Republican Majority House Leader Mitch McConnell, if I quoted his title correctly. So there's been two instances where he was giving a speech to Congress or addressing the media, and he suddenly froze. So this is most likely the result of a direct energy weapon-related event. This also allegedly happened to Trump in the last few days. And so what would happen is that Biden would be giving his address, as he usually does, stuttering, what have you, and then he just freeze because they have something called a direct energy weapon, DEW, and this can cause seizures, heart attacks, strokes, etc. It was disclosed in a congressional hearing from, I believe, 1973 with Senator Frank Church of Idaho, disclosed the fact that the CIA has a heart attack gun. But this particular ray gun evidently has different power settings, and one of them is that it can cause people to freeze and forget their speech, and basically it basically paralyzes the body. So in the event that Biden is giving a speech, a State of the Union speech tonight, and he freezes, there'll be calls from both sides of the aisle, Democrats, Republicans alike, that he needs to resign. And this would bring on the dreaded presidency of one Kamala Harris. And it would also be used to circumvent the outcome of the 2024 election on November 5th, because as soon as Biden resigns or dies or is hospitalized or is put into hospice care, or the 25th Amendment is invoked, which basically says if the president is unfit to serve, that he should be replaced by the vice president, then Kamala Harris will become president. And then she is not going to relinquish her position prior to the election, and she's going to most likely nominate one Michelle Obama as vice president, because this is exactly how Gerald Ford became president, is that basically the new president, which would be Kamala Harris, can choose at her liking who she wants. And since the Congress is bought and paid for, nobody during the confirmation hearing, nobody would reject Michelle Obama, and that would bring one Barack Hussein Obama back into the White House. And as I published back in, I believe it was March 28, 2016, it's called Obama 666, Will America's First Dictator Stand Up? So the first step that the CIA is trying to do is get Barack Hussein Obama back in the White House, and then they'll stage some sort of an event where Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama are killed or maimed or whatever, and then Barack Obama will seize power. So this has been the plan since Barack Obama came into office back in 2008, is to stage a DEFCON level event or a national or international emergency whereby he can seize power, and once he has it, he's not going to let go. So this is basically what they're planning on doing. Also, the presidency of Kamala Harris would be used by the CIA to foment a civil war in the United States, because as soon as Kamala Harris gets in there, she's going to pass draconian anti-Second Amendment legislation, and then you're going to see states like Texas, Florida, Arizona secede from the Union. And so it's basically going to trigger a civil war in America. And so those are the most likely scenarios, that Biden resigns, Biden passes Second Amendment legislation in the wake of the mass shootings. They stage some sort of DEFCON level event, international national emergency, possibly an incoming rocket, a nuclear missile, mass panic. But the most likely scenario is a Joe Biden medical emergency. That being said, he may also trip or fall on the way to the stage. He may collapse. He may have a heart attack while he's on camera, but some sort of an event is planned. And then this will trigger essentially a domino effect that will take the United States to a very dark place very quickly. And everything's in place for that. And so if Kamala Harris becomes president, then you're going to see basically shit hit the fan in a major way. So anyways, yeah, as I kind of do, or as I ask in all these videos, is that in the event that these events which I've highlighted come to fruition in reality, I kind of ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Oh, and lastly but not least, it's also possible that the CIA will use the live broadcast of the Joe Biden State of the Union address to stage an attack, terror event, or something elsewhere in the world during the live broadcast of this particular event. So that's also a likely possibility. Anyways, praying for a peaceful evening.